Why does it matter? Why do we bring people together every year? And there's this global outcry. There's this, voices are being raised as one to speak up against violence against women. The reason is because violence globally is increasingly becoming something that cannot be ignored. It's increasingly been accepted as normal behavior. Global culture of discrimination against women allows for impunity. In Nigeria, you know that 1 in 3 women have experienced one form of violence, either physical or sexual violence, and that 17.4 of our population, of our female population, attest to the fact of lifetime physical and sexual violence from their partner. In the last 12 months, 11%, and these are the people reporting. Lifetime non-partner sexual violence, 1.5%. Child marriage, 43.5% of girls, of children, giving off to older men in marriage. I want us to stop for a moment and think about that. Meaning that by the time Mr. Lanzana had started his conversation, or his goodwill message, and I had started this conversation with you, at least one girl has been given off in marriage. Last year was the great year of COVID. Next slide. Can you see what I have on my screen? How many cases reported? I can't hear you. 11,200 naira. 11,200 pencils. 11,000. Imagine 11,200 women in this room. Can it contain 11,200? It means we would need like 4 more or 5 more of this room. That is the magnitude of the people that were raped last year that reported. The father defiling his daughter that they cannot come out to talk about is not in this number. The little girl that is traumatized every night, that they've told her that if you say it out, we're going to kill you, is not in this number. Including children, raped to death. There's a lot of underreporting due to stigma. There's victim blaming. And what is the focus for 2021? We need to advocate. In our role as the media, we need to intensify how we support advocacy initiatives for inclusive, comprehensive, and long-term strategies, right? To make sure that our prevention and response mechanisms are top-notch and are on point, and provide safe spaces for people to be able to share, but safety in terms of prevention. We need to amplify success stories. What are the states that are doing very well with convictions? What are the states that are doing well with service provision? Which states have moved beyond domestication and are implementing their VAP law? Which of the states has enforced response mechanisms? Do you have a survivor-centered story? Amplify them. Promote the leadership of women and girls in their diversity and their meaningful participation in policy. Please do not bring together a panel that will talk about experiences of women on violence against women and they're all men on your panel. Do not be like the people that nominated a woman leader and is a man. Right? Ensure that your participants, your speakers are balanced and can speak truth to power. Use your pen, use your microphone, use the airwaves that you have been allotted. Use it judiciously for the 11,200 girls and women that we spoke about, and including the ones that are crying in silence and don't know where to get help from. As a media organization, have you made a commitment towards eliminating violence against women and girls? Moving beyond talking about it, moving beyond setting the agenda, moving beyond, bringing people together. Has your organization put in place strategies internally to support women working in your organization to speak, to protect them, to prevent, and to respond to gender-based violence? You have colleagues who may be going through gender-based violence, and because the office is not a safe space, they can't talk about it. So we want to challenge you to look inwards and begin to say, as a media organization, print, TV, all the other kind of media, what do we do as an entity, as an organization, to protect women and girls? And what commitments are we making that moving forward, we will stand for this, and this is our own stand. This is our own strategy towards eliminating violence against women. It shouldn't always be between November 25 to December 10. The perpetration of violence does not wait. From the time this meeting started, the life of one girl has been jeopardized because she's been left alone with a neighbor, and that neighbor has defiled her. This meeting was brought about by the joint EU-UN Spotlight Initiative. It is the largest global initiative to end violence against women and girls. Nigeria is a beneficiary, and we are present in 6 states. The 6 states are colored in green, and which are, let's go together, from the northwest, Sokoto, to the north central, FCT, to the northeast, Adamawa, back to the southwest, Lagos, back to the southeast, Ebonyi, and to the south-south, Cross River. And UN Women is present in all the blue states, of course, including the 6 states. The joint EU Global Spotlight Initiative is managed by 5 UN agencies in Nigeria: UN Women, UNDP, UNFPA, UNICEF, and UNESCO.
What I'll tell media houses in relation to gender-based violence in the workplace stems from the training we have conducted over 2 years, from 2017 actually, that we have gone around at least 18 states interacting with over 600 journalists. What I would say is all media houses need to have a system for reporting gender-based violence. We need to have within the workplace. A lot of women journalists have suffered sexual abuse on the job and within the newsroom, within the workplace. Now, if you want to address gender-based violence, and the person you are putting out, the journalist you are sending out, is unable to even interact with her own experience, has not had closure with her own experience, what will she be bringing to the field? With our interaction with over 600 journalists, we know that a lot of women suffer sexual-based violence within the newsroom. They are asked for sexual favors for them to cover beats, to be assigned beats, to be given special assignments. They have to, give something. And strangely, some of the things that happen within the workplace, they don't even know that it violates the rights of the woman. Like hitting her buttocks, hitting her chest, describing her sexual features. Women don't like it. And there is no system in place in nearly all the newsrooms to report such violations. So it's very important for us to understand that the gamut of sexual violation is wide, and as media people, we must address it within our workplaces. And then in addressing it, the woman is empowered, or the victim is empowered to also take the battle outside. Such that when you are reporting, when you are outside and you are confronted with issues of gender-based violence, you know that there is a system even within your workplace that criminalizes such attitude.
Nigeria, even at the level of the government, has recognized gender-based violence as one of the significant development challenges. Gender-based violence, particularly rape, but all other forms of violence against women and girls were very much named by the Governance Forum in this country as an emergency. It's a development issue because it affects a significant proportion of the population. The statistics that were shown to us today shows that more than 30% of women in Nigeria do face gender-based violence. So it means that reduces their productivity, it means it affects their health, it means it affects their contribution to the economy. So gender-based violence it's a significant development problem at the level of the individual because it affects their productivity, it affects their health. At the level of the family, because when one member of the family faces gender-based violence, it brings all of you to support them. At the level of the society generally, because of the stigmatization that comes with it, but also at the level of the whole country. Therefore, men in particular, who are 95 to 98% the perpetrators, should take action to end gender-based violence. But women also have the responsibility to provide education to the children to create awareness. So it is important that Nigeria takes steps to end gender-based violence if the country is to realize the potential of the entire population in the country. Well, the 16 days of activism, as you may have heard my colleague talk about, is something that started several years back. It's a period starting from the 25th of November, which is the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women and Girls, to the 10th of December, which is the International Human Rights Day. Within those 16 days, all human rights activists, all well-meaning people in society, we are expecting them to pass the message, to disseminate the information to every other person in every part of this country that gender-based violence is not good for the country, it's not good for the society. It can always only put us backward. That if we take steps to prevent and address gender-based violence, Nigeria can be a better Nigeria. So that is the message I can pass across.